and we can
Okay.
get started.
All right, terrific. So hello, everyone. Here we are on our very first supplier webinar of 2023. Super excited to have you all here and really thrilled to be partnering up with Showdown Displays. My name is Mary Ellen Wilson. I am the Senior Marketing Manager with Owner Engagement. And joining me today is Shari Garvalia from Showdown Displays. She is the Strategic Account Manager, and she has a lot of great information to share with us. Melissa, of course, as always, is running the show. She is behind the curtain and will be monitoring the chat screen. So as questions come up, so that you don't forget, go ahead, put them in the chat screen, and we're going to be a little bit interactive today, but we will definitely have time at the end for your questions. All right, so let's jump right in. We, as you know, have done these supplier webinars in the past. This year, we sort of have a new format for it, as you're going to see today. So each month, we have a supplier that sponsors these webinars. And not only do they sponsor the webinar, but they also are our featured supplier. And we create assets on your replicated website to support what they do and how they can help you. So let me just share my screen. Bear with me 1 second.
While Mary Ellen's getting that going, I'll let everybody know that we are recording the call today, and the webinar will be available for on-demand viewing on our Supplier Relations YouTube channel by the end of the week, which you can access either from our emails that we send out monthly or through AIA Connect. You can access the YouTube channel there. Just make sure you know that you need to be present at the end of this call to be eligible to win the great prizes that Sherry will be giving away.
Such a good point, Melissa. Thank you. Yes, you must be here. You must be present to win. You're going to want to stay on the whole call. All right, so let's get started. So when we have a supplier of the month, Showdown Displays is this month, we add a couple of assets and supporting items to your replicated websites. Not everyone knows this, so I'm going to show you right now where you can find those. I know we have a lot of new owners and maybe some other owners who just didn't realize it. So the first place you want to go on your website to see what's new and different is the Idea Center. That drop-down list that you see, the top one will be this month's supplier. So under the Idea Center, we have event branding. All right. And by the way, we also have a scrolling, as you saw, banner with the Showdown Displays items as well. In the Idea Center, there are different categories. So we have home, office, and event decor, outdoor event branding, eco-friendly signage and displays, event and trade show signage and displays. When a customer clicks on view more, let's go to outdoor event branding. Okay, I have some shows coming up. Let me take a look. Oh, wow. Takes them right to your personal website ordering. I can't think of the word that I want because I didn't write this down. You know what I'm trying to say. Here are the products, and they might say, oh, bag toss game. That's what I've been looking for. I need that branded for our company. And it starts a conversation. Or maybe they look at this and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. That is also a conversation starter for you. So that's your Idea Center. When you even, especially when you have a new client that you're talking to, you always want to refer them to your website and talk about the Idea Center. The other place where we add assets for you is under lookbooks. So with the lookbooks, you can see the newest one will be first, and branded events. Let's take a look. And when you do that, it is a flip book. It's coming. There we go. That gives, again, conversation starters, thought starters to for all different types. This is obviously outdoor events, indoor events, anything that you might need for your events. And Sherry's going to speak to this a little bit more in detail on how you can use some of their products to she's going to coach you on how you can sell them and increase sales with your current clients, especially. Now, these two items are on every single person's website that has a replicated website in AIA. If you are a lucky owner that has elected to join our all-in program, you get some additional assets. So throughout the month, you will also get 4 social posts as well as 2 additional emails. Again, all about the products that Showdown brings to you. And so that you know let's see which one it is on. Hold on. Technology and all of that. I think it's on this one. Nope. You do get a preview. So now you can see everything I have. And of course, I had this all up ready to go. But we'll just do the whole thing now because I definitely want you to see the preview that does come to you. When you're in the all-in program at the beginning of the month, you will receive what we call the all-in campaign preview. It also has a link that lists all the products that will be featured as well as where to find them, the item numbers, etc. So it will show you email number 1, the social posts. There's one that's animated, one that is static, and then email number 2. Sometimes we change the theme halfway through the month, so email 2 will be totally different. Same thing, social posts. So what's really beautiful about this is not only are these sent out to your customer list on behalf of you, because as you can see, your logo here, your contact info there, but every link will take the reader to your personalized website. At the end, it's not at the end. 72 hours after an email goes out, you also receive a report on your analytics. They're very, very important. So what you want to do with those analytics is talk to your OSM. If you're not sure what they're talking about, the OSMs have been trained. And we'll even do another webinar on analytics for all of you. It tells you who opened it. More importantly, who clicked on it. That's a really, really warm lead. You want to be in touch with them. So all different ways to use the all-in marketing program. We're really excited about how we're doing it this year. And what I'm most excited about is listening to Sherry and what she wants to tell us all about her products. So I have stopped sharing. And Sherry, you know what? We're really looking forward to getting your insight on the campaign. But before we even go there, I want to know, how was 2022 for Showdown? Were there any key takeaways that you want to share with us?
Well, it's interesting, Mary Ellen, because I'm sure like most of you, if not all of you, 2022 was a record year. We had a lot of record-breaking months. It was just fantastic all around. And the key takeaways are things we did in 2022 are in place to help us with 2023. So for example, in 2022, we increased our inventory at the beginning of the year. We were ready to go in January, levels higher than 2019. And because of that, we had very few out of stock issues. We were very fortunate. We made the right guesses on really beefing up on the top sellers and focusing on that. We also were very proud to hold our lead times, our printed lead times in the catalog throughout the year. So quick turnarounds, 2 and 3 days on table throws and retractors. So part of the reason we were able to do that is we really increased our staffing. We started in 2021 and we were ready to go in 2022. So not only did we increase production staff on the front end, order management, customer care, and then most importantly for you guys, our sales team. So, pandemic, people kind of shrunk a little. We're back up to 14 outside sales reps out in the territories, in the geography, available to help the owners. So a lot of good things. And we're excited in 2022 to have been listed as number 19 in the top 40 for ASI. And people are surprised at that because they think of Showdown as this kind of niche boutique, but we're one of the larger suppliers in the industry. And based on 2022 sales, we expect to be even higher in 2023. So all in all, it was great year, and a lot of stuff that we put in place is just going to help us going into 2023.
Wow, that's really exciting news. So tell me a little more about 2023. Why do you feel like you mentioned you think 2023 is going to be even better? So tell me about that. Tell me more.
Well, those of you that know me know I'm an optimist. I'm always pretty positive. So I think 2023 will be another strong year. It's certainly not going to match 2022. There was so many great factors in our favor in 2022, but I do feel very optimistic. For one thing, the events really didn't take off in a big way until about mid Q2. We all want to forget, but remember first quarter, people kind of went back home. They didn't go to events. They canceled plans, the Omicron variant. So some of your customers really haven't done the big shows yet since the pandemic. So they still need to gear up and get their stuff together for this year. So that's a positive. I do realize that there's some things, economic headwinds that we can't control, such as inflation, the recession, potential. And again, I'm an optimist, so I'm not going there. The war in Ukraine. However, what I noticed is that people, when I was out at shows in the industry, some of you had end buyer shows. So I was seeing the end buyers, the auto show, the boat shows, things that I did in my personal life, my family. People want to be out. They want to be mingling. They want to be interacting. So personally, I think whatever happens, people are going to just demand that we're still doing this. We're still going out there. And if they're out at events, they need signage and displays. So I just think all in all, it's going to be another good year. Now, one thing that I'm hearing, and I don't know if you guys are hearing this, a couple of distributors have mentioned some of their customers are saying, I've still got the budget, but I really want to make sure I get a good value for my money. And where we saw everyone wanting in 2022, 2021, even 2020, brand was so important and they were willing to pay for it. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm hearing from a few distributors that now they're not opposed to that Yeti knockoff or some of those types of products. So if that does come to play later in the year, we're positioned well because we've got a good, better, best in just about every category we have. And we actually have some specific value items, such as we just introduced an economy tent. So it's about $500 less for a die sub tent if you go with the economy. We have a value sales sign. We have our value laser line in the table throws. So we're positioned for whatever comes our way. So, again, I'm being optimistic for 2023.
Terrific. I love that. Good, better, best. So you have something for everyone. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. All right. So of course we appreciate you sponsoring the month of January for our All In campaign. So tell me why you think this is a smart investment for Showdown.
Well, first of all, I think it was a great opportunity for us to show our support for all of you. We've been a great partner with AIA. We really value that partnership for years. And when this opportunity presented itself, I just looked at it as, absolutely, we want to support the campaign. I think it's a win-win for both of us. We had 62% growth with AIA last year. So not only did Showdown have a great year, we collectively had a great year. And even with that said, I believe there's untapped potential out there. As I've talked to a lot of you individually, some of you are getting a fair amount of this, this share of the signage and display industry. Others are, I get a table throw here and there. Your customers are definitely buying these products. So if you're not selling them to them, they're buying them from someone else. So this campaign allowed me the opportunity to help provide tools that you and the marketing team have done such a fantastic job of producing that you can all use to increase awareness with your customers, connect you and your brand with this category so they know to come to you when they need event products and signage products. And also, even those of you that say, I do a fair amount in signage and displays. Think of this statistic. We've done some research, and the distributors that really go out every day are adding this category into their presentations, are promoting this category, are talking to all their customers about it, utilizing Showdown. It could and really should be about 7% of your business. So if you look at your individual sales and you go, okay, this is what I'm doing in signage and displays, most of you will be thinking, wow, this is the growth opportunity I need for 2023.
And boy, isn't that a great way to look at it? Because we talk so much about how are you going to grow this year? Mm-hmm. And we all know it's so much easier to grow with your current base, your current clients. And this could be an untapped area for a lot of our owners and their clients. Okay, so with that said, why don't we look specifically at how AIA owners can take advantage of the event branding campaign throughout the year, not just this month, but throughout 2023 to gain incremental business. Give us some examples of how you would use the Idea Center and, of course, the lookbook.
Well, and that's what I loved about being the first one to come in January, because these assets will be live on your websites all year. And I do encourage you to utilize them. And some specific examples that I think of, like, wow, these are going to be so great for you. The first category is eco-friendly. Everybody's talking about eco-friendly, sustainability, corporate social responsibility, DEI, it all kind of rolls together. And a lot of your customers are investing and kicking off those types of initiatives. And you can go to those customers proactively and say, I know you've invested a lot in corporate social responsibility. It's fantastic what you and your employees and company have done. And I've got the perfect vehicle to help you visually communicate all of these efforts to both your employees and to your customers. And that vehicle is wide format signage and displays. So when you're out in the community or in your facilities or doing shows, you can print your messaging and your branding on eco-friendly signage and displays. And taking it a step further, tell your customers you can walk the talk, including your messaging printed on PVC-free media, printed on eco premium polyester, which is made from 100% recycled water bottles. So it's great from that eco-friendly aspect. That's business that someone's not asking you for, but you can go out and generate that opportunity. Likewise, if you have a customer that calls you up for eco-friendly products and they want something bamboo or cotton, etc., you've got that asset on your website to say, hey, this is great. I'm going to send you this, this, and that. And by the way, here's a link to some eco-friendly signage and display products so you can put your branding and messaging on those products. So now you're throwing in your asset in the Idea Center. And also just kind of keeping it at the forefront with the eco-friendly, that will come in handy. Some other examples, because that's just the eco-friendly. You talked about outdoor earlier and you showed that asset. Think of this category, and you kind of talked about, you've got your existing customers, let's grow those. Think of this category as, many of you have heard me say it, thinking, would you like fries with that order? So I know it's around the lunch hour, but would you like fries with that order? So if they call you and they say, hey, I've got my golf outing coming up, I need to get some golf balls, some tees, visor, hat, whatever. hey, by the way, I've got that pricing coming over, the virtuals, whatever, and here's a link to my outdoor events category. And the cool thing is you're taking them into your website, so now you're exposing them to everything that you offer. Because I can send you flyers, etc., but you're putting them right back into your website. Another area is a lot of you have come to me periodically. You probably don't think of Showdown for this, but you have customers looking for maybe consumer-friendly programs or redemption programs for employees. They want more premium type items. They don't want table throws. But remember, we've got that whole home office and event decor collection. So that's one of the assets in the Idea Center. And you could send them a link to it so they could get a blanket, a pillow, minimum of just one, beautiful dye sub printing. And in that collection also, we have the indoor pillows, which is what 3 of you will win today. Remember the indoor pillows. So anytime someone's doing an event, a great add-on sale is, by the way, I can get you that jacket, the polo shirts, whatever you need, but what about splashing some pillows around the venue? So when people register and come in, there's your branding, or in your company, let's put some indoor pillows with your mission statement. So that collection would be impactful there. And then remember earlier, I talked about the fact that events didn't really take off until mid Q2. For any of your customers that are still talking about, oh, we're going to do our first event since 2019 or 2020 early, send them that lookbook that Mary Ellen went through, because it's just ideas, vague ideas, again, connecting you and your brand with this category. And for any of your customers, remember that statistic that I gave you, 7% of your sales, and mentioned all your customers are buying these products. If you have any customers that you're not currently selling this category to, be proactive with those assets. Send them the lookbook. Hey, by the way, I know I've been doing all of your apparel. I can also help you with event branding and signage and displays. Here's a link to my event branding lookbook. So a lot of different ways that can tie in as you're talking to customers throughout the year. And I love that it's keeping them in your websites. It's not sending them my catalogs, which I've got lots of. Wonderful to let them navigate and see all the cool things that you guys can do.
Definitely keeping them in the store, so to speak. A couple of takeaways that I just wanted to mention. I loved your word choice of visually communicate. You can visually communicate your brand's commitment to using eco-friendly products. I loved that. Any OSMs on there? Those are great word choices. I also love it. You don't think about it so many times. Let's say that, as your example, there's a golf outing. So they order, branded tees and visors and whatnot. But then to say they're all going to need table covers, most of them are going to need a tent or two. How about some signage where maybe they're thinking they go to Joe Schmo down the street for that kind of stuff, not even realizing that you can provide, you could be that one-stop shop. And of course, having them inside your store, not sending them elsewhere. Very, very good point, Sherry. Okay, I love this. So what other marketing tools does Showdown have available to help our owners increase the awareness of signage and displays with their customers, and in turn secure a bigger portion of this market? Because I know you have a couple of really cool things, and I can't wait to show our team.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I mentioned, I think it's cool with these assets to keep them within your store, within your website. Yet there are some other really cool tools that I'll share with you. So let me share my screen, and they'll just complement what we've talked about already. And many of you should be coming up here pretty quick. Many of you have seen our virtual showroom. So that should be up on the screen. Are you seeing it, Mary Ellen?
Yes.
Okay.
And it looks beautiful. Yes. So tell us all about it. Tell us all about it.
Absolutely. So it's brand new. So we reconfigured it. We have new products in there, and it's visually different. So it's a brand new look. I'm specifically going to walk you through our unbranded virtual showroom. And while I'm talking, Melissa is going to put the link to this showroom in the chat, because if you go to the Showdown website and you click on the virtual showroom, it'll take you to a branded virtual showroom, which is great for you guys, but you guys can share this virtual showroom as your virtual showroom, which is just one more tool as you're having those discussions. So this one, when you walk in, you turn around and out here, this is our actual facility in Minnesota. So that's our parking lot. And it's set up a little bit different. I want to point out none of the graphics on the products say Showdown. So that's part of the unbranded. But also there's a target on every product. And when I click on that target and I click view more, I have an option of looking at that specific product. I can look at the family of products, or I can look at the category, and that happens to be in our parades and events category. I'm going to look at the family link because I'm curious what all is in that family. There's 3 sizes. Now, this is the other part of me calling it unbranded. So up here, you don't see a Showdown logo. This is an unbranded website. I scroll down, nothing is showing me that it's Showdown. I can click on any of these. So I'm going to go with the 44 gallon. That should work well in my facility. I can put some safety messages on it, a lot of different messaging. And when that opens up, once again, you don't see anything Showdown. This is just general retail pricing, has the sizes, the dimensions. They can even pull down a template. So everything is there, but you're not showing anything about Showdown. So you can very comfortably send this to your customers. Anywhere you see these yellow circles, those are new products. So each of you should take the time to go through to familiarize yourself with what's new. And you can jump on those little targets. This is the eco-friendly area. So you could go inside there to see everything that we have in that category. I turn the corner and you go down here. This is another really cool item we had in Vegas that's new. So your customer, you can come down here, you see banner displays, just a really fun experience, interactive for customers. Down in the corner here, we have a lot of our silicone edge graphic displays, some lit, some not lit. And I can come back here. Similar to last year, that's all of the different table throws that we have. And table throws are our #1 category. You can see some A-frames along the right-hand side there. You know, you're going to see products in here just like your customer is that you never even thought of that Showdown could offer, such as this parking pal. This is a parking rover. There's just a lot of cool things in here. And that's the best thing about this. It's different than going through a catalog, different than going on a website. Back here, we have a couple of different tents, including behind that one, there's the economy tent. And just a lot of different options. You can go behind these retractors. So that's the virtual showroom. The link should be in the chat. And I want to show one other thing with the virtual showroom. Down here in the left-hand corner, it says view floor plan. So if I bring a customer in here and I want to go to a specific area rather than go through the whole thing, there's a benefit of that. But if someone doesn't have the time, here's the eco-friendly products. I can jump in right there. And here I am. So here's that little area in the virtual showroom. So any questions or thoughts on that, Mary Ellen?
Yeah, well, you know me, I love this. And it boggles my mind that you could even come up with it. It's so impressive to me. Would a best practice be setting up a call like this and going through it with your client, you know, sending them the link or sharing your screen yourself? What would be a best practice to get the most bang out of your buck?
Well, I think the cool thing is it really depends on the individual customer. So obviously, anytime we can get a customer engaged and spend time with them, even if it's online, that's the way to go. You can interact, you can give them information. So if you could use it as a tool to set up a Zoom call or a Teams call, I would go that way all day, every day, so that I can have more conversation. But I also wouldn't be shy about just freely offering this link to a customer. You know, someone calls up and they say, you know, like I said, they haven't done really a big trade show since 2020, early that first quarter. and you know they're doing it, you can send them links to the assets on your website, and you could also give them a link to this and let them go. Maybe that customer is one you know that's a little bit more hands-off. So to me, it's really what works, but I also think this is a powerful tool for each and every one of you to familiarize yourself. These are the products that you can sell and help provide solutions for your customers with. So, you know, a lot of you think of us as table throws, pull-up banners, tents. What about all this other stuff? So I think everyone will get something out of taking the time to go through here.
Terrific. I love it. All right. What else do you have for us? So we have the virtual showroom. What else?
So the other one that I wanted to show you is the custom distributor website. So you guys have fantastic websites. We just talked about the value and everything that you offer. If you want to go a little bit deeper and have your own website that's just specifically signage and displays, that's free for you. You can create it right off of going to the Showdown main website, get a login, log in, create your distributor website. And Melissa is going to put the link to this demo website in the chat, as well as a how to create a distributor website YouTube video, a link to that. It's super easy. You can do it in about 10 to 15 minutes. So a few things you could do with this. So for yourself, your logo is going to be here. You can change the coloring to match your logo. You choose which of these products. So this is an example of what you're going to create in 10 to 15 minutes. You choose which of these products you want to have turned on as a category. Then within something like banners and flags, we think it's great that we have 100 options or whatever number we have. But you might think, you know what, it's overwhelming. I want to pick 2 or 3 sizes. I don't want all of this. Maybe you have customers that you think are going value, so you just pick the value. You totally control this. You decide if you want pricing on or off. If you turn it on, you can decide what that pricing is. So this is your website. Your logo's up here. You send the link to this to your customer, and they're looking through here and they say, oh, you know what? I need to get a table throw. Now, this is an example where you might say, wow, that's going to be overwhelming for my customer. Not a problem. Don't turn all the categories on. You totally control this. Let's say we turned on a couple of categories and they pick the laser line. Remember earlier I mentioned that that's a value line. So if I click on the laser line, I'm your customer. Notice I'm still seeing your logo. This looks like it's your site. By the way, down at the bottom, this is going to be your contact information. You can add your social media links, LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. And if you link this off of your website, if I clicked on that right there, it would take you back to your website. So nothing about this is Showdown. And if I'm your customer and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to have a 6-foot table. Let me look at this one. Okay, my pricing's right there. So it's just retail pricing. This is not your special AIA pricing. This is general retail. So you can share this with anyone you want to. And all the information's there, your contact information. Now, intuitively, we all like to put stuff in a cart, right? This is not e-commerce, but intuitively, if I'm interested, I'm looking for my cart and I go, oh, add to my list. So if I add it to my list, I can look at it again and I could say, you know, $189, why don't I go ahead and get 6 for the team? So if I got 2, my price changed. If I get 6, my price changed, and it shows the total amount. And then all I need to do to make something happen is fill in my name, company, etc. And I could put in here, hi, Mary Ellen, I need to get 6 of these table throws by mid-February. Is that doable? They hit submit list, you get an email, and now you can send them a virtual, you can get them a quote, whatever your agreement is with them. And you could take it a step further. If you could set these up for each of your top customers. So Mary Ellen, let's say you work with a university and you have a conversation with your buyer at the university or, you know, in procurement. They agree, yeah, build one of these for the university. That would be great. And then you can send the link to these buyers. So I'm going to put the university logo up here. I'm going to make the colors match the university. And then maybe I'm only going to put on there 10 products, not 10 categories, 10 products. Maybe we decided a tent, a table throw, a retractor, etc. Now I send that link to each of the department heads who has a budget. They each create a list and send it to me, and I know what everyone is interested in. So there's a lot of ways that you can use this. Oops, you're on mute.
And there it is.
There it
And
is.
yeah, you're on mute. Wow, that's really, really neat. Very cool. Anything else?
Yeah, the last thing that I want to show you, I mentioned for the distributor websites, you need a login. So all you're going to do is go to our website, www.showdowndisplays.com. Right-hand corner, it'll say sign in register. If you don't have a login, click on that. You fill in a quick, tiny form, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, hit submit, and you'll get credentials within 24 hours, a lot of times within an hour. And when you're logged in, so I'm logged in as Melissa because I wanted to show you the view of this when you're logged in as an AIA owner. So you're going to see everything that you see normally. If I click on a product, this is the new A-frame wood chalkboard. And I'm interested in this. What's cool about being logged in, and I know I'm logged in because Melissa's up here in the right-hand corner, I see the retail price, but then I see your price, which is Melissa's price as an AIA, we'll say owner. So when you're logged in, you can see what your pricing is, and she can see it if she buys quantity of 1, 2, 6, or 12. So along with being able to set up these distributor websites, see your AIA pricing by having a login, the other benefit is, remember I said I have other marketing tools, but your assets being in your website are what are very impactful. But if you do need additional marketing tools, like we talked about good, better, best, if I go into the good, better, best and I'm logged in, the neat thing is I'm going to pick table covers. I can get this flyer unbranded. So I could actually send this to my customer if I don't want them to know that my source is Showdown. This is the questions your customer can ask themselves. And then here's our good, the laser line. Here's our standard, which is our top selling. And then the premium, which is virtually wrinkle-free. So your offering to your customer gives them, okay, which of these do you prefer versus them getting a price from you and then going elsewhere to see if they can get a cheaper price. You put it all in front of them. They just have to make their choice. So being able to get any of the marketing assets that we have on our website unbranded, I think people will find to be impactful. The other thing I want to mention is the comparison charts. People love that we have so many products within a category. On the other hand, it can be confusing. So here's an unbranded comparison chart for tents. With tents, it shows you the warranty, which is what's important on tents. It shows you all the different options, what the construction is, which helps you understand why the warranties are what they are. And as I'm looking at this, I want to mention new this year, all of our tents have a lifetime warranty. We used to go 1, 2, 5, or lifetime. So everything has a lifetime except that brand new economy tent that either comes with a bag or not. The plus means it has a soft carry wheel case. That one has a 6-month. Again, a differentiator for why a customer would get the economy versus any of the others. So this flyer right here, you can share with the customer, no Showdown branding. So that's the other benefit of having that login to our site. You can get any of our, I'm in the marketing tab, any of our tools without branding it. So any questions on those tools?
Any questions?
Feedback too. What do you guys think? Are you excited?
And everybody's muted, so you'll have to unmute yourself, including you, Melissa. I think you just said something.
Just being sassy. Robin thinks she's going to win again.
Oh, Robin.
Wow.
Yay. So Robin
That's good.
webinar and she got a custom blanket. She's saying it turned out awesome. Yeah, do send me a photo. But curious, was that helpful for those of you that took the time? I really appreciate you taking the time to tune in. I'm sure Mary Ellen does as well. And we do hope that this will be beneficial for all of you.
Yeah, this was
Now,
good stuff,
before
Sharon.
anybody starts leaving, we've got some gifts to give away. So sit
We have
tight
a
for just a
couple
minute or two.
people. Yeah, we have a couple of people that want to speak. So Steve, why don't you go first?
Oh, I was just saying that it was. I didn't have a lot to say. I was just saying it was a good presentation and it looked good. And I got a blanket from you too, and my client loved it. They weren't sure they could afford it, but they loved it. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Terrific. Spring, how about you? I see your hand raised. And you're muted.
I'm sorry. I was just clapping. Sherry did an awesome job on her presentation. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Spring. I appreciate it.
I look forward to using the tools.
Yay. Just reach out if there's anything we can do.
And Melissa, how about you?
The other Melissa, Gail.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Rose, we have a regional meeting later this year that's going to be at Showdown in Minneapolis to do a big tour. You better be there.
How did we not even mention that? That's right. Regional event in Minnesota at Showdown.
And remember, I mentioned that showroom, and that's what Rose was saying. That is our actual showroom. So with the regional meeting, you'll be able to see it in person, but also we're going to go to the production facility, which will be very enlightening and
Oh my goodness, she froze.
virtual.
There she is. You froze for a second, Sherry.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, what I was saying is someone asked for the link for the virtual showroom. But
I did post it, but I can email it to Bonnie.
Okay. Oh, and look at that. Someone's really.
Yeah, and if you're wondering on those dates, Andrea just posted them for us. Thank you for that regional meeting, end of June. And so the weather will be delightful, I am quite sure. I flew through Minnesota yesterday, had a little stopover in Minneapolis. It was cold.
Summer will be beautiful though.
All right, so let's see. We have a little raffle, don't we?
It must be present to win. I think I've got everybody on here. Let's see.
All right. Pick me, pick me.
Thank you.
Hi, Clint.
Oh, look at that spinning wheel.
Okay, we're fancy. We're
So
fancy,
fancy,
around here.
Melissa. Oh
Very
my
cool.
God.
Pillow
Mhm.
number 1 goes to David Carell.
Congratulations.
Right.
All right, David. Spin, spin, spin.
Pillow number 2 goes to Dean York.
Yay, Dean.
All right,
All
Dean.
right. How many
Better
do
put
we
your dog
have?
face on
4?
that pillow. 3.
3.
3.
Sorry. All right, this is it.
And pillow number 3. Mr. Oh, that went to Rose.
Oh,
She's been saying she
it's
wants
all
to win
about
the pillow.
mindset. When you say you're going to win, you usually do. There it
Positive.
is.
All right,
Awesome.
guys. Well, and for those of you that didn't win, remember we have an awesome self-promotion program, 40% off the 4th column net. So if you want your very own blanket or pillow, just reach out and I can explain to you the self-promo program.
Terrific. Sherry, thank you so much. This has been amazing. Self-promo program, virtual showroom, all-in assets. You've all got the tools you need to increase your sales at least 7%, right? By introducing some of these different products to your current client base. If you would like more information about the all-in marketing program, if you're interested, I've piqued your interest now, please reach out to your OSM or to me at marketing services at aiacorporation.com. Sherry, thank you so much. And where can they find you should they have questions for you, Miss Sherry?
Well, I think everybody knows me, but actually we have an MVP profile, right, Melissa? But you can
Yep,
reach
all
out
their
to
information is
Yes,
in
all
MVP Central.
there. However, it's scarvelia@showdowndisplays.com. Always available to help. And we've got our outside sales team and inside sales team as well to help. So we'll make sure you get taken care of quickly so you can move on to the next opportunity.
Awesome. Thanks, Sherry.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Congratulations, everyone.
Bye.